Good morning, all you idiots out there. It's just three idiots today. It's gonna be a live packed show. Joey Cheese here. He's back. It's the people's favorite. I'm just gonna be watching this number because I know it's just gonna tick up when they see the Cheese Man himself. He's been talking about a 10 unit play. I don't know. I don't know if it's this week. I don't know if it's next week. I don't know if it's for those fucking Mets. Like I have no idea. I'm pretty excited.
I would not give it
find
out before the show. I didn't even tell you guys.
No, he's a piece of shit. He doesn't even tell us what he's betting.
Confirmed.
And then he'll show us the ticket afterwards, be like, guys, I just won $1 million. And we're like, cool, thanks for sharing earlier.
Stop
Like,
it. I share
it happens every week. Even when I tell him, hey, text me, I want to know if you're gonna like do something. And then after the fact, he's just like, sorry, I got drunk. I forgot.
You got fucked up.
But if I did that, he'd fly out here and kill me.
That's after we get hit with that closing line value.
I might have to fly out there anyways to watch the Mets beat the shit out of the Dodgers.
Do it.
Might have to. But yo, seriously, like welcome. Yo, huge slate college football today. Real quick, just want to just do something fun. Obviously, everyone knows Kmart's a huge Dodgers fan. It's no secret. I am the world's biggest Mets fan, unfortunately. But quote tweet our show. I'll be giving away a little bit of money. We'll give away some Fade You gear to anyone that quote tweets the show, picks the winner of the series, how many games, and the MVP. First person to get it right, I'll hit you with a Venmo. Pick out some gear from the Fade You store on the boys.
Can I participate?
You cannot participate. Dodger entries don't count. Just kidding. But yeah, fun little thing we want to do. So yeah, let's get at it. Huge college football slate today. Without a doubt, the best slate of the year. So let's get right into it. You West Coast boys, you guys have anything in your 9 a.m. window Pacific time?
Man, I could have like 5 games again. It's like last week. But like this is the problem, and I feel terrible. It's like I have UNC +6 from Tuesday night. Like I think it opened at 4.5, and I'm like, wow, that's a lot. I'm gonna bet that. Then it goes to 5. I'm like, this is ludicrous. So I just book it, like the number. Then it goes down to 4.5. I'm like, I still feel good giving that out. 4. I'm like, I'm probably gonna still give that out. And then I like the number 4. Like it's a good push number. And then it goes to 3.5, and I'm like, if I give it out, I might as well just take them to win the fucking game. Like, so like, I have it at +6. I don't know if I'm gonna make it an official play for you guys. Hey guys, follow me. Like I have 6. Go try to find a 4. There might be one out there on fucking Bet Us or whatever. Like, I don't know. Like,
we talking about UNC?
What
game is this?
UNC.
That's what. Yeah.
UNC G10.
I can't believe that line moved so much.
No, it's like everyone's on Tech. And I mean 2.5 points. It's like you don't see that often. But
I know some super sharp guys also like that love UNC even at the current number.
I've got 4 Kmart.
Yeah, like
yeah,
I'd say,
you're on
if
UNC also.
you can find a 4, book it. Like I like the number 4, but like at 3.5, like that's.
It's just too much line movement. I don't want to be on the opposite side of that.
Yeah, like it's. I don't know. I'm pissed. Like all my games have line movement. Like I'm just too busy during the course of the week to, I did it yesterday because it was Friday, but like Tuesday, Wednesday when I made these bets, it's like.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I believe we talked about a couple of games you have, Kmart. I think you smashed the opening. I think you beat the opening number everywhere on everything I have written down. Did you not?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I did.
But, so I was actually talking about this with our friend CT Betts yesterday, actually. Obviously, everyone we want to get the best number whenever we could. I slacked, waited all week, didn't get the best number on my favorite game of the week, which I'm actually okay with it. I still like it, but I've realized that it seems like it's been more important this year to just be on the right side rather than how important it's been to have the better number.
That's usually the way it comes down to. I mean, these numbers, like, very rarely does it like actually matter.
But listen, it does, like in a case like the here Kmart, like we've seen UNC go down to what, +3.5 in some places, +4, like sitting on a +6, like that's huge. It's absolutely fucking huge. Like the +4s could all push while you're at the counter cashing a ticket. So
Right.
like, does it, like, it's obviously nice to have the better number in your pocket, but I've just realized that it's been more important to be on the right side this year than it has been to grab the better number. So that's why I've waited till later in the week, see how the lines develop, see where the
I
smart
usually
money's
do.
coming in.
I usually do, but it's just you just kind of knew like it wasn't going to hold. Kind of like why I posted my 2 NFL yesterday. I'm just like, I know these lines are going to move. I know Ravens is going to go to 7, and within an hour on DraftKings it was at 7 at -105. Like, and I'm just like, I know it's going to happen, so I'm just going to post it now so I can actually give it out and be like, hey, I posted it. Like, because it just pissed me off what happened with my college bets. So I was like, I'm not going to like do that again.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, we went over a little bit with UNC. Both you guys like that. What's up, Shane O'Mac?
Dude, stop having your mom make burner accounts and just post stuff on the show. Like, seriously.
Shane's the man. I actually saw Shane at the bar last week.
If they follow up with Joey
fucking
Lexcuse,
annihilated. Shane's the man. We live in the same town. Shane's a good dude.
That's awesome.
I'm
just playing.
Yeah. So, Kmart, you have 3 that you were talking about. Chase, you had a few. Chase, did you end up? I want to talk a little bit about that Alabama spot that we texted about in the group chat this morning.
Yeah.
You were the one that found that. Granted, we both agreed, but I want you to get into that a little bit. What you think's a good spot there?
I don't love the number. 13's a bigger number than I would like it to be, but I think Alabama in the first half off a terrible loss at Vandy. Look, I don't think SC was really all into last week's game because they were maybe looking ahead a little bit, but coming off a bad loss, they had a terrible performance against Ole Miss. I don't think SC's a good team. I really don't. But I do think Alabama's going to come back, and I mean, they're going to have their ass on fire in the first half. 13's a big number, but I really think they're going to come out with their pants on fire. So, I mean, I would not be shocked at all to see them cover the game number in the first half. So for me, I'll probably play it. I'm debating on whether it's something that I would recommend that others play or not, but I do like that we're both in agreement on it.
Yeah, it would be Bama first half or pass for me there. Also, we talked about it a little bit this morning. I'm not comfortable laying that huge number either there.
Yeah.
But first half, I think, is a good spot. I could see Bama coming out and being up, 24-3, 24-7, in a blink of an eye.
That was my thought.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I got a couple plays on the card today. I guess we'll just talk about my first one. It's my largest play of the day. My 5-unit best bet. I think it's one of my largest bets in college football this season. I played Arizona at +3. Talked about it all week in our group chat. I saw a 5. I saw 4.5. I saw 5 on Monday, Tuesday. I get greedy. I'm like, man, maybe I can get 6. I wake up on Thursday morning, and all of a sudden the line is fucking 3. Saw some juice at 3.5s. But I played Zona +3 for 5 units. I think this is a good spot for this team. High flying offense. I expect them to score 1 million points today. BYU has played the underdog role all year. They've been an underdog in all of their Power 4 conference games. Now things get turned around. Now they have to play the favorite. I think it's a totally different role for this team. I think
2.5 now.
What?
The line is
down to
2.5 now.
I tweeted this the other night, so I gave this.
No, I know. I know.
Crazy.
I'm just saying, like,
which is wild.
Crazy.
I think Arizona wins this game. But yeah, what else do we have here? Oh yeah, BYU had 2 weeks to celebrate that blowout fucking win at Baylor, where I was on Baylor in that game. Every good fucking better I knew was on Baylor in that game. It's just the wrong side. So BYU had 2 weeks to celebrate that. I think having the bye week hurts them. I think they come back today, and I expect Arizona to win this game. So we'll see what happens. Chase or Kmart, do either one of you have an opinion on this? Kmart, I know we talked about it earlier in the year. Arizona was your favorite team in the Big 12.
Yeah. I mean, I love this Arizona team. I mean, they brought back a lot of pieces from last year, and like, in my opinion, the Big 12 sucks. Like, they're like, if we go back to last year out of Power 5 conferences, I think they're the worst in my opinion. So when they, took on some of the Pac-12 teams, like, I even knew, hey, Colorado's probably going to do better. Just the competition just isn't. People laugh at the Pac-12, but I just laugh at those people because I don't think they know what the fuck they're watching. But yeah, Arizona was my preseason pick to win this conference. Unfortunately, DraftKings didn't have a line for me. It's just like what they just know.
Yeah.
So I love it too. I mean, at 2.5, it's like, don't play the 2.5, guys. Arizona's gonna win.
Yeah, I would. If you have 2.5 and you haven't jumped on this, I would recommend playing the plus 125 on the money line. But something else I wanted to add real quick on this game that I forgot to add.
And says, don't be a pussy.
Hey, we've already seen this Arizona team go on the road and win versus a ranked opponent. We saw they went into Utah, who I believe is better than this BYU team, both with and without Cam Rising. So I don't think this is as big of a spot as people are making it sound like for Arizona. I think they go into BYU today and handle business. Chase, any opinion here?
I mean, I definitely lean Arizona, but I'm a little more cautious than you are, and it's honestly just simply because BYU is one of my favorite teams to bet on historically. They're always older. You get grown men with families and shit at BYU, and you don't really get that.
50% of the roster is married.
Yeah, exactly. So like, you
I mean,
get a lot more
that's
discipline.
the thing for Arizona starting quarterback. I mean, he went to Servite for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Noah did?
Yeah.
Did he really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They didn't even know what a woman was until they got to Arizona.
So I just think the hard part with me is historically I've made a lot of money betting BYU because they're never overly athletic. They never really look the part. But I'm like, yeah, but they're disciplined. They play good, solid football. So, I do lean Arizona, but probably not as heavily as you.
Cool. Kmart, anything else to add here before we move on a little bit?
Go Wildcats. Bear down.
That's it. Bear down. Let's get it.
Clara likes it too.
All right. Kmart, I know you had an opinion. Another huge line move to your benefit here. You want to talk a little bit about Wyoming?
Yeah. I mean, I like Wyoming to win, so I'm still going to say play them at -1 money line. I don't really care. The only way we're going to lose.
You got them at +2, right?
Yeah, I got it at +2. I think Wednesday night as well. And then literally Thursday, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't expect that game to have line movement like that. But I think it's just, and I usually love betting San Diego State. I've kind of quietly played them, I think 3 times this year, 3-0 playing them. I think I mentioned on the show a couple weeks ago how I liked them going to Central Michigan. I didn't make it an official play, but I just degened it. And then last week as well against Hawaii, it was a sneaky line, so I stayed away from it. But they're able to. They're just they're just always a good football team. But I think going to Wyoming, the elements, the altitude. Wyoming's not that good. To me, it was still like a stinky line, so I liked it a little bit. But I think it's going to be a tough environment for them to play in. So, I grabbed the +2. Like, I love that 2 number. But the only way we lose, it would be a push for me is overtime. So it's kind of whatever. Play at money line, play at -1. I don't really care. I might even add on at -1 just to be like, hey, I have the same number.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. This wasn't even a game on my radar. I know you texted in the group chat earlier in the week. Wasn't a spot I had a huge opinion on. Clearly, based on the line move, you seem to be on the right side here. So, Chase, any opinion on Wyoming?
None.
Yeah.
Good.
All right.
I want obscure games.
Yeah, for sure. Like those are always the fun ones, right? The ones that no one's looking at, right?
Yeah.
I got another one. I got another one I want to give out. I played John Denver and West Virginia. I played them at plus 3.5, minus 113 for 2 units tonight. So West Virginia team at home under the lights versus a ranked Iowa State team who I think is fucking trash. Though some of you might remember we cashed a ticket on this Cyclone team a couple weeks ago on the road at Iowa, which we had absolutely no business cashing. Iowa had them.
That was like a month ago.
Yeah. Iowa absolutely threw that game away. We should have been absolutely fucking dead. So this is an Iowa State team that we've seen travel on the road versus better competition and not really thrive. I expect West Virginia to not only cover this number tonight, I think they win this game. Westlaws rolling, 2 big wins back-to-back weeks. I think they could win a third one. We saw them go into Stillwater last week, beat the absolute piss out of Oklahoma State. I kind of expect to see the same thing tonight. I think West Virginia rolls. We will. Oh, and I don't think it hurts to mention Westlaws' 2 losses this year are at home versus Penn State and at a ranked team who is, I believe, 5-0. So, and I think both of those teams are better than this Cyclone team. So we will see. Westlaw plus 3.5, little bit of juice, 2 units, and that's a night game in the slate. I believe. I think it's an 8:00 game. So
Yep.
So, any opinion here from you guys?
100% agreement from me. I mean, this Iowa State team is getting a lot of credit for things that they haven't really done. I get it that they're undefeated, but I mean they haven't really been all that impressive. I don't think. West Virginia just came off. The only concern I have about this game is West Virginia came off a big road win at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State obviously is not the team that everybody thought they were, but at the same time, that's still a road victory and a tough place to play. So I'd worry about a little bit of a letdown, but I mean, Morgantown's brutal to play in, so I would 100% agree.
So normally this is a spot where I wouldn't normally look to play based on everything you just said. That could be a letdown spot coming off the huge blowout winner. But dude, you know just as well as I do, and I think you said it best. Going to Morgantown is a completely different place to play. This West Virginia team as the dog at home, the numbers speak for themselves. I expect West Virginia to potentially have a chance to win this game tonight. So,
like, I would have probably hammered this with you. I just take the fact we were kind of against them last week and they won. Like, that's kind of what's holding me back. Is I don't like love the spot, but hey, you're going back home. That's amazing. Who is Jonathan Perkins?
I don't know. Let me see.
Getting injured called Jonathan Perkins.
Thanks, Barb.
But yeah, no. I mean, I like the side. I mean, I want to play a night game. Like, there's a couple I'm looking at, and I think you're looking at them if you're not on them already as well. I'm just kind of, as we talked about 5 minutes ago, I'm just watching the line. I want to see what it's doing. Those ones I felt I can be more patient on. I just knew, not really Wyoming. That was just more of a shot in the dark. But the UNC game, I didn't think it would go to 3.5. I just knew it wasn't going to stay at 6. Like, that was fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that line opened. That was absolutely ridiculous. Open that game at 6.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I might as well give it out now then. Tweeted earlier. It's the only place to get it is going to be here on this show. So I do have a 10-unit play. Will be my largest bet of the season by a country mile so far. Little bit of bad news. It is not today, but no secret. Cheese and the boys are going to Austin this week for the biggest game of the season, Georgia at Texas. Myself, CT Betts, Hazmat Suit, Ham, whole bunch of us going to be at the game.
Oh, Ham's going too?
Live, yeah, he'll be there for F1 for
nice.
Friday, and he's going to come to the game with us on Saturday night. But yeah, this line opened Georgia plus 2.5 yesterday. Can't get big money down on it yet. So I haven't played it yet. I have to wait for the offshores to open. But 10 unit Georgia, any number that is a pick or better. If Georgia opens as a favorite, I will readdress it and we will talk about it next week. But if Georgia stays at +1, +1.5, +2, +2.5, even a pick, Georgia is a 10 unit max bet for me. I will have my kids' savings account on it. Every dollar I own. Kmart's going to let me borrow some money. Chase is Venmoing me. We're putting everything fucking on it. Live in person. The boys will be on the 5-yard line on the Georgia side at the fucking goal line, ready to bring Georgia home in Austin. Just wanted to get that out. Wanted to give it out in the middle of the show so no one just came fast forwarded to the end to get it. Gotta watch the show to get it.
Cheese is going to get thrown out of the game for hopping on the offensive line and pushing him over the goal line.
Ooh, it's very possible. Cheese has been known to do some wild shit in person. So, yeah. But, all right, enough with that. I want to talk about another big game on the schedule, Kmart, before we get to your boys. Not a game I have a play on. Earlier in the week, I fully expected to be on Ohio State here. Ohio State -3 in Eugene versus Oregon. Does anybody have an opinion here? The biggest game of the day.
I don't have a play, but I have an opinion.
Let's hear it. Love to hear it.
I agreed, like, in principle on Ohio State. The problem is any team that's traveled 2 time zones or more has gotten fucking wrecked. So I just can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, I had a couple things hold me back from playing them as well. Kmart, any opinion here? Ohio State going to Eugene?
I mean, I think it's Buckeyes. This is one of the games I'm kind of waiting to see what the line's going to do. So I might be doing a post, on this, but yeah, I mean, it's Buckeyes. Eugene is a hard place to play. Obviously, hey, Ducks, home dog. Gotta like that number, but I mean, I'm pretty high on this Buckeyes team. I do think they're the best team in the country, and I think they're going to show it tonight. Like, offensively, defensively, this team is freaking loaded.
They are loaded. So the thing that worried me. So earlier in the week, last week, I told you guys I was probably going to like Ohio State in this spot. Line opens. The more I look at it, just the less confident I've become. We haven't seen Oregon click yet, really. They haven't clicked. Like, is this the week they click? Like, do they click against the best defense they've seen all year? Like, probably is that a thing? Like, you know what I mean?
At a certain point, is that just who they are? Like, we expect their offense to click and look, but they just haven't. That's probably just them, and I think that's why a lot of love is going to get on Oregon +3 because they're going to be like, oh, they've been overlooking everybody for the first 6 weeks, just looking at Ohio State. Because I mean, for the most part,
this Oregon team is lucky to be This Oregon team is lucky to be undefeated.
Yeah.
Yep.
They are lucky to be undefeated. Boise State,
and I'm happy they are because it makes the line only 3.
Was it Boise State that should have beat them?
Idaho.
Oh, yeah, dude, crazy. But yeah, I mean, I expected to be on Ohio State here. I went back and looked at some stuff. Like, I don't know if I want to back Will Howard on the road, man. I think he fucking sucks.
Yep.
I think he sucks.
He does.
I think, I hear people talk about the quarterback move in Ohio State from last year being a lateral move. I don't even know if it's a lateral move. I think Will Howard might be the worst quarterback Ohio State's had.
No,
in
dude, that
5
quarterback
years.
they had last year was, dude. I could have.
Kyle
I
McCord
would
was
have been a
not
better
good.
college quarterback.
I
than
mean,
that
so
kid.
McCord wasn't great last year at Ohio State. Granted, the competition he played was really good. He doesn't. He looks way better now at Syracuse, but I still think Kyle McCord is better than Will Howard. Will Howard fucking sucks. He is trash. He fucking sucks, guys.
He's not good.
He's not. And I fully expected to like them here. Clemson might absolutely fucking destroy them, Nick.
Yeah.
Might just absolutely destroy them. That Wake Forest team is trash. They have zero defense. Zero. I wouldn't be surprised if Clemson covers the total in that game by themselves.
Ooh.
What is it, 60.5?
Something like that. 29.5 first half.
Yeah. Buffy's a funny guy. But yeah, so that was our only opinions there in that spot. Let's move on. Kmart, let's talk. I do have one more play. I'll wait. We still got about 10 minutes. Kmart, let's talk about your boys. USC, Penn State. Another big one today. Where are you at?
So last week, the look-ahead line was USC -3. They obviously lose at Minnesota. Penn State, they're a good football team. And, I'm watching that line and I'm just like, what the fuck? I think it opened I think it just instantly reversed to Penn State -3. Then it goes to 4, and it goes to 5, and it goes to 5.5. And I was like, all right, that's enough. That's
Time
enough.
to get involved.
Chris Duke's special. I'll take that dead number right now. I would still say play it at 3.5. This definitely has USC winning outright or having a heartbreak, losing last second field goal. That's the way I see this game being played. Who has Penn State really played? Now they're coming to the West Coast, playing a pretty good USC team.
I mean, they went into Morgantown and won, and they handled business at home versus Illinois in a spot where they should have covered. I was on them huge, and they didn't. But yeah, outside of that, they haven't played anyone.
Nobody.
And I would still argue that it's. I think Chase would too. It's Illinois.
They suck. They always suck.
They're a lot better than I think we thought they'd be. But it's they didn't really. Kansas is 1-5, and I at the time I thought this was such a big play, and I look back at that and I'm just like, that was fucking dumb.
I'm peeking at their schedule here. I don't know what other game on their schedule is losable, other than first week in November they get the Buckeyes at home.
They've only played one road game.
Yeah, they go to USC, to Wisconsin, come back home to Penn State.
What I'm saying is,
stay home to play Washington.
To date, they've only played one road game.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
So, and nobody loses big games like James Franklin. Nobody.
No one covers games like James Franklin either, though. He is the cover machine. We joke about it all the time that he knows the spread.
Not wrong.
But yeah, I can't get behind this USC team. I don't think they're very good. I think their best win that LSU
one
game
is LSU.
The LSU game, who we're going to talk about that game in a few minutes.
They should have beat Michigan.
LSU can't stop a fucking nosebleed.
I still don't know how they lost to Michigan. They gave up 3 backbreaking runs. Other than that, Michigan didn't move the ball on them. Honestly, I knew last week was going to be tough. I was very tempted to bet Minnesota because I knew it would be tough to travel. Even dude, 14 years ago, and it has nothing to do with today, but it was the same thing where they went there and just struggled. So I was just like, man, it's probably going to be the same. It's hard to go West Coast to East Coast for kids, and especially a night game. They were ready for bed. But when they went up 17-10, thought they had it. To me, this team should be undefeated. So this number to me, just going from -3 to +5, 3.5, whatever number you got,
I just don't
It's
want to back this
laughable.
USC team. Not versus a Penn State defense that is fucking elite. And I
Yeah,
think
that's what we thought,
Miller
but they're
must.
not. Like, they're not elite.
Their
Like,
defense, their front seven is absolutely ridiculous.
yeah, we thought so, but like watching in the past couple weeks, like I'm kind of like I don't think they are.
They held an Illinois team that marched up and down the field for 3 weeks in a row to 7 points. 7.
Yeah, but that like I don't know. Like if you go back and watch that game, like it was a weird game.
It was a weird game.
Like I feel like they still were moving the ball. They're just it was just weird. It was kind of like that Oregon Idaho game where it's like, yeah, Oregon could have lost, but they also put up like a million yards.
To give Kmart credit,
It's kind of like when you're playing Madden and you beat the shit out of everybody. So you just start fucking around just to have a close game, and the next thing you know you're like gonna lose.
That could have gotten away from you.
Yeah, that's like how like some of these games looked. I think, even last week with Bama, clearly they just weren't ready because they just beat Georgia, and now they're like, oh, it's just Vandy. Yeah, they got some cool like things they can do, but they fuck around and find out. Like at the end of the day, we're talking about 18, 19-year-old kids. Like
to give Kmart credit, I wouldn't really classify holding Illinois to 7 points as like a world beater performance by a defense.
But I mean, it does speak a little bit of volume, though. Like it's not like holding Ohio State to 7, but you can only stop who's in front of you, right? All right, well, let's move on. Chase, I know you got an opinion on one more game. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I'm on Memphis -8. I guess I'll label that my best bet. I like some of the other lines, but just like Kmart, unfortunately, I'm on the wrong side of the line movement, so I don't love giving that out. Memphis -8 would be my best bet of the day. Reason being, South Florida just got wrecked by a hurricane again. So they're playing this game in Orlando. It's unlikely that there's even going to be a large attendance at the game, I wouldn't think. If you don't have a crowd noise in South Florida, Memphis is an infinitely better roster, better team. One thing that's going unnoticed about Memphis is only giving up about 18 points a game right now, which is not their norm. Normally they're going to be
a shocker because they're not going to defense.
Right. Normally they're just a march up and down the football field and play track meet. I don't think that's this Memphis team. I think Memphis is going to win this in a rout. I expect a blowout in Orlando today.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only side I'd look at here. I mean,
and you know what, guys? I'm not going to follow any of you guys because I swear to God, the only game one of you guys has won that I followed was Oregon like 3 weeks ago at home against, I don't even remember.
That was a game
Oregon State against Oregon State.
Yeah.
Like otherwise,
good.
I'm like 1 in 5 following you guys.
Don't mush my shit then.
I've become Dennis. Like it's crazy. Like I am not following you guys. Like I literally told my wife, I'm like, you know what? When Joey like has, one of those plays where he's very emphatic about, I'm gonna follow it, and make a little bit more money. That's just totally backfired. Like
where it's normally been really profitable.
Exactly. Like so it's just like I just for all of us.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm off.
Games are starting here in 20 minutes. I got one more. Not really my style, but I'm doing it. I played Ole Miss money line -175. Everyone knows this is a team I am super fucking high on. I played them 3.5 units to win 2 units. Lane Kiffin 8-1 against the spread as a road favorite. I don't care that Kelly is 13-0 or 14-1 at home under the lights. This LSU team is garbage. They cannot stop anybody. Ole Miss's offense hasn't even looked good yet. I expect them to march up and down the field here. Jackson Dart, huge game. Juice Wells, Trey Harris, wide receiver U this year probably. These guys go crazy today. I would look at Ole Miss team total over. I would look at first half money line. I would look at team total. Absolutely everything having to do with Ole Miss here. I think LSU gets blown the fuck out in their own stadium today. I don't even hate the -3, the -3.5 here. that's out there. I just laid the juice because, like we talk about, although we don't do it often, you don't pay juice when you win. I think Ole Miss wins in a fucking rout. Ole Miss money line, 3.5 units to win 2. Big game tonight in Baton Rouge. Gonna bury the fucking Tigers.
Yeah, I mean that's the other game I'm looking at. So probably not going to play money line, but I'm waiting to see what the line does. Like I'm actually hoping it goes to 4, and then I'm probably going to play it on Ole Miss.
If it goes to 4, I'm going to add more money to it. Probably.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for. I think everyone's going to be like, "Oh my god, 3.5 home dog!" Like like I think I've talked about this every week. Like the books are on to like the shit, and like Ole Miss even at 3.5. I wish my book gave it out at 2.5 because I was just like, please, like I want this, I'll bet this. But I mean, 3.5 road team, like that's, in my opinion, that smells like shit. Like, I feel like everybody's gonna be taking LSU. Only loss was the UST on a neutral field, under the lights, 13-0. Kelly.
I agree.
Like,
I agree. I think we see the Ole Miss team I've been expecting all year. LSU hasn't stopped anybody. They haven't stopped no one.
Their defense is worse than last year, and Jackson Dart put up 55 on them.
I don't know how they stop the best offense they've seen all season. Lane Kiffin runs it the fuck up.
Do you remember that last year, though? Dart and Daniels were just putting up numbers like crazy.
Yeah, it was like 54-49 or something.
55-49. Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was total on that game.
Yeah, it was wild.
What's the total on that game?
I didn't even look at the total in the game.
63.5.
Yeah. Ole Miss might score 63 themselves. So. But yeah, so listen, for the fade you boys, 3 idiots, Chase from the sports book, Kmart from the living room, me from my wife's office.
This is a flex room, okay?
Whatever you want to call it. Let's have a day. Hopefully today is when I turn it around. The boys blessed you. See y'all next week.
It's cash and tickets.
Peace.